We formed Preserve Rollins Pass about a decade ago in order to help best protect the area for future generations. It's an extension of our backyards. It really is home for us. It is basically located directly across from Winter Park Resort. And so this is prime real estate land, and it is a place that is absolutely worth defending.
We can't really just think of it as a site. It's not just one place. It's a web of places that are interconnected through geography and time and people and community.
The Native American game drive systems atop Rollins Pass, these hand-constructed rock walls would subtly change the migration patterns of animals in order for them to become food or clothing or both.
It really means a lot to Indigenous communities to be able to revisit places that their ancestors inhabited and used, to be able to pass on tribal traditional knowledge to the younger generations and continue to perpetuate our culture into the future.
Nowhere in the country do we see game drives of this size and complexity as we do on Rollins Pass. They're incredible. These rock walls were constructed long before King Tut was ruling in Egypt. In the 1860s, 1870s, John Quincy Adams Rollins built his toll wagon road up and over the Continental Divide and into Middle Park. Then in 1904, David Moffett built his Denver, Northwestern, and Pacific Railway hill route up and over the Continental Divide.
We had people beginning as early as the 1860s coming up with really ingenious ways to get railroads, wagon roads, other sorts of transportation through that pass. Again, about connection and connecting people from one side of the mountains to the other side of the mountains.
A private developer had 2,200 acres of land and was seeking to trade that to the Forest Service in exchange for 543 acres of land directly on the lower portions of the western side of Rollins Pass. I knew that we had a serious problem. Had that land exchange gone through, the literal entrance to the western portion of Rollins Pass would have become an entrance to a private development.
It was immediately apparent not just how much passion Travis had for Rollins Pass, but also how much knowledge he had about its history, about its cultural importance, but also about how historic preservation worked.
I was on a fairly long phone call with the developer. From that, I was able to uncover that there was an understanding on their side that the train stopped at Arrow, when in fact it went all the way down the mountain to present-day US Highway 40. And I think that piece of information began to change their thought process. We're going up against billion-dollar corporations, million-dollar companies. We cannot outspend them, but we can outwork them.
CPI can be there to be that voice for all of us. And I'm always so grateful to the work that CPI does, especially in that advocacy realm.
No site, no landscape, no building is ever saved. But the good news is that if you love a site, you're not alone. There are others who will join in on that journey with you. That's the benefit of working with CPI, and that's how we can help best protect those types of places.